Hey everybody, I'm going to do this as fast as I can while my mom's in the shower. And I wanted to do a response to the video that Off the Rope Show OTRSCentral did. Basically, it was about an article, even I read this article, basically of where they're going to go with the John Cena character, or with John Cena, basically the direction after the whole after the whole thing with Ryback and stuff. Basically, like, okay, where do they go from here? And where do they go after that? Basically, like, okay, where do we go from doing the Ryback thing and the Cena thing after Payback? It's like, where do we go from there? And because they basically going to the thing, they want to make a memorable moment for John Cena. They want to do something memorable for John, to where it's like, okay, here's Cena, and we're going to do something memorable for the guy. We're going to do something that says, hey, we're doing something memorable. We're going to do something that's going to really, surprise you, if you will. And that's good and all. I'm sure. That's good and all. But what they were talking about basically is like, okay, they're questioning where they go from here with John Cena. It's like they don't know where to go from here with their franchise player. Basically, they want to make a memorable moment for the guy, but they don't want, but they don't know where to go from here. So so basically, they're not sure what they want to do. So the obvious question that they have is, where do they go from here with their franchise player? And to me, I really don't know where they go with him from here. I'm trying to figure something out for future comics and all that. But again, it's like they don't know where to go from here. After Payback, like they don't. Honestly, this is the truth. They don't know where to go from here, from Payback with with Cena. Okay, basically, I know I'm sounding a little confusing here, but basically they said they want to make a memorable moment for John Cena in the 3 stages of hell with Ryback, because obviously they don't have nothing long term planned out for John. And now the question is, okay, where do you go from that moment? How do you get John, if you will? Well, basically, the question is, where are they going to go with John? Like, what should they plan out for him? And honestly, there's a lot of scenarios. There's a lot of candidates out there for both John and Ryback. I mean, basically what they said was, what if, let's say, Ryback becomes champion? Right? What if Ryback becomes a champion? Where do you go with Ryback as champion? Who do you have him feud with besides John? Do you prolong the feud up until Money in the Bank? It's like, where do you go from here? And, these are all very good questions. Like, okay, if John retains, which it sounds like he may, where do you go from there with John? If you don't have no long-term plan, where do you go with John Cena as your champion? Who do you have him feud with? Who do you have him face one-on-one in, for the championships? Like, who does he face? You know what I'm saying? And quite honestly, that is a good question. It's like, okay, who do you have him feud with? If you are trying to, if you don't want to prolong this thing, who do you have him feud with next? And there's a lot of things. I mean, Schleg Daddy didn't like some of the choices Tasteless Tony was giving out, like Orton again, Swagger, like Orton, Sheamus, Punk. I know a lot of people wouldn't mind a Punk, Cena renewal. I know they wouldn't mind that. But I think, obviously, there's some things that one person I was hoping they were going to mention, but they didn't. And it's the guy that got a count-out victory over John Cena couple nights back this past Monday night in Calgary. And that's Curtis Axel. And let me explain. WWE basically wants to push Curtis Axel now, formerly Michael McGillicuddy. They want to push him. They want to make him a top guy, a main eventer. So my thought is, if you're done with the whole Ryback situation after Payback, why not have Axel be the next one in line? I mean, I know it's like, okay, you're putting him right in the spotlight, but who else are you going to have feud with Cena? Now, some people said, well, you can have Ambrose do it. That might be true too, but we don't know. See, it's all up there. But then again, you also got to look at who they're bringing in. Like, you could have Bray Wyatt, of all people, feuding with Cena. Yeah, think about it. You have Bray Wyatt feuding with John Cena. Now, I know that sounds a little crazy, but think about it. His character is perfect to put in that scenario. You know what I'm saying? And, maybe you can put him against... And heck, maybe you want to put him against, let's say, Swagger or something. See how that works. My point is, it is an open door, and yes, there's a possibility they're going to revisit some previous rivalries and feuds to, probably work around with Cena. There's no doubt. I mean, heck, you could have Lesnar and Cena at SummerSlam. Wouldn't that be something? And, again, if they do go with Punk and Cena, hey, let's face it, it makes money. It gets people watching because people want to see basically the two top guys in the WWE going at it. The same can be said for Jericho. If you want to turn Jericho heel, fine. Align him. Put him in a feud with Cena. And people like that. They love that rivalry. I mean, heck, there's talk of bringing guys up like, say, Leo Kruger. Heck, you want to push Leo Kruger to the moon? Put him in a feud with Cena. And heck, if you have to, put Dean Ambrose in there. As well. I mean, think about it. Think about the possibilities and the scenario. I mean, heck, there's been talk. Heck, there's been talk of turning Kofi Kingston heel. Think about it that way. Kofi's out for 4 to 8 weeks. You can bring him back. Boom. You can turn him heel. You can basically make him do that classic, oh, he's back to save the day. All of a sudden, he turns on Cena. You can do Kingston Cena. It works, right? It works. I mean, the point is, you have an open door of people you can get to that next level. I mean, you want to push... I mean, hey, what about Antonio Cesaro? Yeah, you had him lose to Cena, a tribute to the troops, but guess what? He's a guy that you can put right into momentum, put him right in there. Put him right into that title situation. It would work. I mean, heck, what about Fandango? I know they're probably thinking of putting the Intercontinental title on him. But what about what if they don't? What if they decide, okay, we're not going to put the title on him. We'll have him chase Cena. Works, doesn't it? The point is you have an open door right there with all these potential people. But the problem is getting that door, is pushing that door open. I already gave, basically I did a video with the 7 positiveness WWE is going to have for this summer. And I think if I wanted to add a number 8, the 8 positive for the summer is getting someone in there against Cena. And even if it is a renewal, a revisiting of a feud and a rivalry from the past, you could shake it up. You can make it feel fresh. And it works. Or if you want to put in someone new like an Ambrose, or a Big E maybe, or maybe a Mark Henry, or maybe an Antonio, or maybe a Curtis Axel. Just a list of names. Maybe even a Leo Kruger. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. Heck, it looks like individually they're starting to focus on Sandow a bit as an individual and trying to make him more different. There's Sandow, there's Rhodes. Boom. Get them in there. The point is, you have opportunity staring you right in the face. Heck, here's the thing. There's word going around, rumors going around that they want to put Titus O'Neil as a single. It's been talked about. You want to make Titus O'Neil a single competitor in the future. Focus on him as a single competitor. Here's the best opportunity you're going to have. And like I said, you got this Eric Rowan, you got this Luke Harper, Brody Lee, if you will, and Bray Wyatt. The possibilities are there, man. Even Roman Reigns, if you want to, or even Seth Rollins. All that needs to be done is focus on what makes it good and what makes it fresh, and what would make it intriguing to those who'd want to see something like that. And yes, if you have no other choice, yes, go back and revisit and renew the rivalries and feuds that Cena's had in the past. And even though it may not be something people want to see, it would be, all you'd have to do is shake it up a bit and to make it fresh. And if you shake it up a bit and make it fresh, like they have done in the past, it works. It gets people intrigued. It gets them wanting to see it, even though they've seen it before. So that's just my response to the OTRSCentral video. Let me know what you guys think about it down below, and I will talk to y'all later.